Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, welcome to the Eagle Talk Show. Bienvenido al Show de las Águilas. And now, please stand and welcome your host, Mycah Arellano.
Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Bienvenidos al Show de las Águilas. Welcome to the Eagle Talk Show. What's information is out for us out there to take home to our kids. The show focuses on strengthening the Eagle Talk shows, strengthening, empowering our parents to engage with their child's higher education. And so el Show de las Águilas se enfoca para darle el apoyo a la familia o padres que se enfoquen en la educación de sus hijos que son importantes. Como digamos el show, usted es el chofer del autobús de la educación para sus hijos, ¿verdad? And I always say this, you are the driver of your child's bus. So today's show is a continue engaging our parents. Es para seguimos apoyar a nuestros padres de la educación de nuestros hijos. We'll focus on how does attendance affects our kids in our education. Cómo nos afecta la asistencia de la educación de nuestros hijos en nuestra escuela, que es bien importante. ¿Es correcto? So attendance does affect our kids. And so the kids affects because if a child is out of school and missing out of school, it's not given the opportunity to have lasting relationships in schools and also being valued to the future employer as they participate academically to higher education. So si el niño falta a la escuela, no le da la oportunidad que está enfocándose que sea parte de relaciones con amistad en la comunidad y también seguir su carrera en la educación. Pero comenzamos el show. ¿Cómo comenzamos el show? How do we start our show? ¿Me va a dar algo, verdad? ¿Me dio algo? Oh, okay, what it is. Well, we start a show here. ¿Y le puedo prestar estos lentes? Se lo puede prestar si quiere, okay? Okay, you can wear your glasses. We start a show here. One thing we do is called learning for the show here. Come on. Bienvenidos. Welcome to the Eagle Talk Show. Let's give applause to our guest here is Honorable Jesse Contreras. Welcome to the Eagle Talk Show.
Thank you.
Well, bienvenido, juez. Bienvenido, juez.
Gracias.
Al show de las Águilas. Los lentes, si se ponen los lentes, va a ver las cosas que yo veo también.
En un rato me los pongo.
Me los pongo, el show. And what we hear today, Judge, is what is your role as a judge? ¿Qué es el rollo de ser un juez?
Primero que nada, yo soy juez estatal. I'm a state judge de la 449, the State Court 449 District Court. Now, that court is located in Hidalgo County. Esa corte está localizada en el condado de Hidalgo, que pertenece al Río Grande, el Valle, que le llaman el Valle. Al sur de Texas. Y esta corte se dedica a los casos juveniles. Es lo que hace, 100% juveniles. Y esa es la tarea que tengo yo, la responsabilidad de ver que los hijos de la comunidad estén avanzando, no nomás en las condiciones de probation o libertad condicional, pero que estén avanzando en las clases, atendiendo la escuela, que no falten, que comiencen a levantar los grados, porque bastantes que vienen enfrente de la corte no están pasando. Y entonces esa es la responsabilidad del juez de la 449. Hay otras cortes que es muy diferente, pero esta corte toma los pasos diferentes.
So your role as a judge, what is that?
The role as a judge, as a juvenile court judge, is to take an active leadership role. At least that's what the National Juvenile Model Code says. O sea que el Código Nacional de Juveniles o sea, que dice que la corte tiene que hacer unos pasos diferentes, estar envuelto en los casos de los niños. No nomás soy el juez, papá, estás en libertad condicional, te veo en 6 meses. No, lo que estoy haciendo yo, todos los casi 2 semanas o 1 semana y regresan los niños. ¿Cómo vas en la escuela? Yo soy el padre que no tienen, yo soy la madre que no tienen, porque bastantes de los casos que vienen a la corte 90% de los casos no se presenta la mamá. Se presenta la abuela, la tía.
Right.
El padre nunca está presente.
So he takes the whole family. So elaborate in the language that
Now,
we can both.
in English, I'm going
Yeah.
to go ahead and elaborate that the 449th, what we do different is we take an active leadership role in the student's life. It's not about just being a judge. I'm the judge.
Right.
Bam. You're on probation for 2 years and be back in 6 months. That's not my role. The National Juvenile Code says take the active leadership role. And that's what I do. I bring them back every 2 or 1 week. I'm doing life classes now. In September, I started life clases de vida, para hablar de temas muy básicos. Que cómo contestas una madre a un maestro. No. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Respeto.
Yes.
Yeah, respect.
We learn respect in those classes. We learn how to walk. A lot of those kids coming in me are gangsters of love, I call them. There's nothing else.
Right.
But they come in and walking left and side. And I said, when you graduate from high school, and you will graduate, I said, when you walk into employer's office or employer, you're not going to walk in like that or say, yeah, I want the job. You got to take a positive attitude. So we do the basics in the life classes.
Because we have
real basic.
We have in society, we have the judgment on how you appeared. It makes an impact.
Perception.
Right? Yeah.
Perception.
And so cuando uno se arregla, hacer una entrevista, la persona que estaba, el patrón, los ojos nos dicen otra historia, ¿verdad? And so that's why it's important how we present ourselves. And I learned from my mom is either you agree or disagree with, it could be anybody, a teacher, yes sir, no sir. Como mi madre me enseñó, y paz descanse, dice, si estás de acuerdo con un maestro o no, se dice, sí señor o no señora. Si se puede o no se puede. It's called respect because when you're talking to that language, everybody gives respect. Isn't that true? We still use that old school, I would say, language or conversation approach, and it still works. Somehow in the line, Judge, we, as parents' engagement, we disconnect the role. I also want to speak for my mom. Raised 5 kids in El Valle, and we're in the ghetto, el barrio.
The colonias.
And so my mom said, your dream to get out of here is an education, school diploma, something, no matter what. My mom was very assertive, compassionate lady, but she believed that she had no high school, no degree, nothing, but she believed there was something for the kids. And that's why it's important for us to give the information to the parents, to the viewers right now and saying, this is how you can really collaborate and now engage with your kids' higher education. You were probably a migrant because I was a migrant.
Yeah, I wanted to share something with the audience about my life. Every day I wake up and I have to pinch myself because of the fact that I'm a state judge. Where I come from, de donde vengo yo, todas las mañanas me pellizco porque de donde vengo yo, vengo de mi madre. No conozco a mi padre, no lo conozco cómo se ve. Sí. Quisiera uno de estos días conocerlo, ¿verdad? Pero en ese hogar me crecí. In that environment, I grew up. Single parent. My mom had a 6th grade education from Mexico, but she knew how to work, and she worked hard in the fields and as a maid, and that's what I saw. She didn't tell me, mijo, go to school. She didn't have to. Like the Bible says, you just say, do it, do it. And so that's what I was brought up with, poverty, growing up in the fields. In Michigan, typical, in the valley.
That was before Cesar Chavez changed those rules.
Oh, yeah.
We had no breaks.
Yeah, and so that environment,
you have a taco and that's eat it.
And I think it's God sent that I'm now a state judge, and I believe in God, and that's my faith. And la comunidad hispana creemos en Dios. Y yo le doy muchas gracias a Jesucristo por donde estoy. Yo estoy por un momento, yo sé que la vida es corta, pero en esos momentos estamos peleando porque no hay familia allá y no hay respeto. Yo veo que el problema no son los niños, es en la familia.
Right.
No hay padre, la madre no es madre.
Right.
Anda en la calle, viene con sus tattoos y viene con su novio y a veces ni se presenta.
And so, what are the consequences? The truancy, we talk about truancy and the people attendance. You share with me, how does that affect and higher education for that child?
Well, it completely denies the student the ability to progress in their own abilities that they possess. They fail to go to school. The teacher's not teaching them. They're not doing anything at home but causing trouble. So it completely denying the ability to get a high school diploma and furthermore, a college degree. That's what we preach and we promote in our court. High school diploma and college degree. Lo que Es importante que vayan a la escuela, porque si no van a la escuela, le estás quitando la oportunidad, porque no sabes si lo va a tomar o no, pero la oportunidad para obtener el high school diploma. Ahora, les digo a las madres que están aquí, yo sé las historias que tienen ustedes, vienen sufridas, algunas que están aquí, vienen sufridas por el abuso verbal y el abuso físico, pero sigan peleando por sus hijos, de la educación.
I like that part. Elaborate that in English with me. I like that part.
Well, it's true. Yeah. I was saying that I know, and I can see in some of your eyes, the moms that are here, that you're going through some suffering, whether it be a verbal or physical abuse. But I'm telling you, don't give up. You know, I'm glad my mom never gave up. And I saw my mom get beat up in front of me. I'm a 7-year-old kid. We spent our lives together for 7 years before she married my stepdad, and the abuse came. And he had problems of his own. He's a good guy, but he had problems and that he carried on to my mom. So I've seen that abuse. Yo he visto el abuso personalmente. Pero sigan peleando. Mi madre nunca, y estos días me llama el teléfono, me dice, mijo, estás haciendo esto, y me grita a un juez estatal. ¿Y qué digo yo? Sí, mamá. Es verdad. Es verdad. Y me voy a la casa y comienzo a la casa y a pensar en mi hogar con mis niños. Y entonces ya digo, tienes un punto. Pero les digo a las madres que están aquí, sigan peleando para que vayan a la escuela.
Yeah, because no matter the struggles that we have, parents, and he's elaborated with us, is that we have challenging relationships. We focus for our kids, the needed kids, because they're the next generation that's going to guide us somehow.
They're the future leaders.
They're the future.
Yeah.
One of the tips I have here, and I want to share this with the audience and our viewers, is every day a scholar, we call them here scholar in Austin, students, it's absent from the classroom. It costs our district, different district might be different, $45. So cada día que su hijo, el estudiante, falta a la escuela, les cuesta al distrito escolar de Austin $45. And so, however, if the scholar attends class every day, it raises the attendance rate. So está presente su hijo en la clase, el porciento que gana le da el Estado al distrito escolar de Austin es más. Ese dinero se puede comprar a programas que necesitamos a la escuela de los niños. Pagamos también maestros. So that's why it's so key that 1% and raise more percent awareness of the attendance. It's those monies, like AISD gets $45 average if the child's present there. That's $45, that percentage is pretty good because that money is allocated to buy programs for the kids. We also pay for teachers. And so this is a tip that you need to take information how that. I know the exceptions. Sometimes your child is sick. And there's a process the state allow us to be excused. But when it's unexcused because you forgot to get up, okay? That's what I hear, Judge. No me quise levantar porque la alarma y... No. You chose to have kids. That is your responsibility. It's you, the first teacher of your child's education. Am I correct? Yeah. And so, usted la primera maestra o maestros de la educación de sus hijos. Nosotros somos los secundarios, como digo yo, no somos los choferes del camión. Usted es. And so it's very key for you because that's your responsibility. You share with your mom. You're responsible. Maybe your mom, and our mom didn't have an education, Judge, but her priority was there's a way out. Get out of here. It's called an education.
Yes.
That's how she valued and empowered it. There was no time. This is what my mom, we used to hate this. My mom used to put la música, KGBT, and that's in the valley. I know that. And at 5 in the morning, she would turn the radio and then ding, 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 and I go, oh my God, why? Because the alarm went out at 5, and by 5 o'clock, everybody gets up because you got to get the transportation. And so that was a big alarm. I go, oh my God. And then she, the volume goes, on, and we knew how to get up. And so, but she believed in our education. That's why. And so, la madre ponía la música a las 5 de la mañana. Subía más volumen. ¿Por qué? Porque se levanten, porque ella es como ella pensaba que es importante la educación. No tenemos experiencias en los padres. We have experience, I'm sure. Come on, sweetie. A child needs to be in bed depending on the grade. Like elementary, I expect the child to be, that's just at 8:30. But I see people going and we love our sponsors. We love our sponsors. But they go to supermarket, because I'm not going to mention the name of the supermarkets, but the supermarket at 9 or 10 o'clock. What happened here? And then they can't get up. And so you have to discipline. Discipline is not bad, you know that, Judge. Discipline is about empowerment. Share with me.
What I do with my, and I'll say it in English, but lo que hago yo con a los padres que vienen en la corte, les digo yo a ellos, no, esta batalla no es su batalla, es la batalla de nosotros, le digo, de la corte, porque su hija o su hijo está presente en corte, ahora yo soy parte de la familia y voy a ayudarles. Sería por tratamientos de drogas, tratamientos de cómo ser un buen padre. What I tell my parents that are coming before me with the kids in front of me with allegations of aggravated assault, rape, everything else, I tell them, the struggle that you have, mom and dad, is not your struggle anymore. It's my struggle as well. So I tell them, I'm with you. I'm backing you up. We got programs for you. I'm open. Let me know how I can help you. And I get really into with this parents. It's a unique court, and I wish you guys could go and experience what we do. Quisiera que fueran que vieran cómo hacemos la corte. Es muy diferente de todas las cortes del estado, porque el juez viene sufrido. Y el sufrimiento tiene compasión. Pero también soy fuerte. Tengo que aplicar la ley y la aplico cuando se tiene que aplicar. Now, the reason I'm saying that as a judge, I got a lot of compassion because I went through a lot. And so I have a lot of compassion for the families come before me, but I will apply the law. The law is a law. If they don't listen, I give them 3, 4, 5 times. And they don't listen, and we send them what we need to send. And that time, they're crying and crying, and we see a lot of tears. My beloved is present. He's always has a whole bunch of handkerchiefs ready to go because it's sad. It's a sad circumstances, but I'm telling you, I'm fighting every day. In that court, we're fighting every day for the families. I'm not going to spoil them either. And I tell the kids, I'm not going to babysit you. You're too big. Yeah. But I'm going to give you a chance, and I believe in you, son. I believe in you, ma'am. Go out there and do the best.
That's the thing, Judge.
I'm going to put the glasses, too.
Yeah, you see those glasses? I believe in you.
Yep.
Do you believe in us? And that's what you say to your child. I believe in you.
There you go.
Do you believe in me? Usted va a ir a sus hijos, a su pareja. Yo creo en ti. O en usted. Usted crees en mí. And there's challenges. Everything is a challenge in academic. But there's resources plenty of resources in the school setting. When it's dealing with the truancy case, because I would do it at our campuses, different campuses are unique, but I call it a Strengthening Families, Judge. And what I do is I share what the laws is, and then I said, I want to scope it more deep. What's going on in your child's environment? People, place, and things are going to distract us from life to be prosperous. That's the bottom line. And so yo hablo con los padres, cuando estoy en un grupo, dice yo, ¿qué es la persona o lugar que está afectando a la familia, académicamente, al estudiante? ¿Qué está pasando? Porque no más es una cosa, es toda la comunidad. And that's what it takes, like I always say, it takes a village to educate a child, one child at a time. Es una comunidad que para dar el apoyo para el hijo se toma toda la comunidad, ¿no? And so that's what it's called. We engage, we encourage you to, as viewers and our parents here, to really say, get involved in the school and how do you value? And this is the tricky part. It's not how do you value in your past educations, that struggle is different now. How do you value now your child's education? Because we came through struggles. We were migrant, migrantes, trabajamos labor y todo. And that came to value. But nowadays, technology, nobody's working at the fields pretty much. Because why? It's so advanced, social media, technology.
In fact, in our life classes, we have 144 families or kids. And when Tuesday, we asked, one of the speakers said, how many have worked in the fields? 0. So there I knew what the challenges are, that these kids are somewhat spoiled to a certain degree. We give them everything, you know, or the school district does. Our parents can't afford things. But let me share something that you said, and I want to expound on what he said, on words. I get gang members, tough-looking gang members. Oh, I mean, tough. And you know what? What I do is I give them all the positives. And before you know it, they're crying like a baby. We touch them. So what I'm saying, parents, words are very, and I'm going to say it in Spanish, but words are very important. Es muy interesante las palabras, el poder que tienen las palabras. Vienen unos miembros de gangas malditos y se ven como que te van a matar con los ojos. Y les comienzo a decir palabras positivas, que yo creo en ti, tú eres mejor que esto y esto que el otro. Y comienzan a llorar porque nunca las han escuchado. Y les doy esa oportunidad, en vez de mandarlo a un juvenil de penitencia de juveniles, y se quedan asustados y llorando. Ahí está mi bailiff que me respalde. Porque
everybody has an opportunity. Tiene una oportunidad. But it has to do with a lot of things, could be culture, beliefs,
Yes.
that when we were kids, ay, puerco, deja esto, ay.
sí, o estás retardado o algo así.
Palabras que no son bien
Tenga
para
cuidado
nosotros.
con las palabras.
Okay?
Sí.
So palabras afecta uno a sus hijos para seguir adelante. And so how we were brought up as kids, words that were not very empowerment for us, they're negative, so the child develops that.
Yes.
And those behaviors. And they go to the store and say, oh, you can't afford that candy. Well, that means I'm never going to afford to buy and go on education. You know, let's save money. We can go back and get something better than that. How about that positive information? That's how we have to change our conversation with our kids. And so that's how truancy affects our society, our schools, because we need to engage with the families.
Yes.
We need to know what's going on with the families and find out that not only the resources, but also coach the families the value of education, and the laws are the laws. There's different laws in the state of Texas, what's acceptable, and you can always go with the school district. On our website, it gives you what are the laws on attendance awareness. It gives you what is excused the state. It's not something that Austin Independent School District or the judge decides to, well, you know, we're going to cancel your benefits. There's regulations and laws that into the state. And so when they come to me, I say, you got me in a truancy case. I didn't get you in a truancy case. I'm just a messenger, right? And so le digo yo, cuando reportan la corte los padres, yo digo el mensaje, hago las clases, pero son reglas del Estado. And so once we exhaust the interventions, then we take the way we do it here in Austin Independent School District is we exhaust the resources, and there's a process to go to the truancy cases and
Yes.
juvenile cases, because that's intervention.
Yeah.
So es proceso, las clases para enfocarse en nuestros hijos, para el apoyo de la familia. That's why. Why? Because it's about building relationships with our parents and engaging them in the value of education.
Si algo se van a acordar de este programa del juez que vino del Valle, les digo con todo respeto, son sus palabras. Como mi hijo, le doy un ejemplo. Mi hijo me dice, I can't, no puedo. Le digo, mi hijo, don't ever say that. Nunca digas eso. Tú puedes hacer lo que tú quieras, le digo. You can do whatever you can do because you got the power. Don't ever say that. And then later on in the week, I remind him again. Si van a llevarse el mensaje esta tarde, o esta mañana, perdón, es el mensaje de palabras positivas para que vayan a la escuela y sigan avanzando y que no falten. Y madres, te tienen que levantar. No, se tienen que levantar.
And you know, in the society that most of here in the United States, we both work, both party or single parent. But again, we got to work with our schedules because how we value education.
Yes.
And that is the key, how you value education. I keep saying that. And that's why I say in the shows, read to your kids. Not send your kids to the room and figure it out. Shut off all that like technology, social media and all that, and spend time with quality family time. At dinner, turn off the systems, all technology systems, and have a relationship with your kids or with your partner or wherever it is. And really, how was your day? And then when you see 2 minutes of negative stuff, let's convert it to positive. Because I know their kids, they say, maestra hizo eso. Not all the times systems are perfect. But hearing your child and going back and saying, okay, my child has this academic challenge at school with science. I wonder if it's affecting my attendance. Well, many times my kid has been tardy. You know, and as you know, when the system tells you in truancy is that, well, I dropped him off and he's late. Well, the state law said, sit down, ready to learn. That's when the clock ticks. And so making sure your child, when you drop them off, you got to go to the classroom. Arrive at campus at those schools on time. I know that some elementaries, and I know elementaries start at 7:45, there it is. So you got to get your kids before that, before 7:45 in the teacher's classroom. Secondary, which is middle school and high school, are different hours, but still the law applies for that. Anything before we start wrapping up, Judge?
Well, I was just thinking what you were talking, but I was thinking why is education so important? Why do we keep saying police attendance and tardies? Why do we ask you guys to do that? ¿Por qué estamos repitiendo lo mismo que vayan a la escuela, no falten, para que vivan feliz sus niños, por eso, por el diploma, por el colegio. Van a vivir feliz. Un ejemplo les digo yo personalmente, cuando me recibí de abogado, algo muy profundo, y se lo digo, es algo muy personal, pero para que les digo a ustedes, madres, para que se animen, para que les dé ánimo. Les digo a mi madre, ya no tienes que trabajar, madre mía, yo te voy a ayudar. Y eso es la educación, para que comiencen a romper el cycle, the poverty cycle. Esa cosa que siempre todos, y que estamos pobres, vamos a romper eso, a quebrar esa cosa, porque es una maldad. I'm saying that what I want to share is that why do we keep on repeating ourselves about attendance and tardies and so forth? Because we want our kids to be happy and to live a happy life. An example I gave to right now in Spanish was that when I became a lawyer, I went to my mom and said, you don't have to work anymore, Mom. You know? And that is the power of education. We break the cycle of poverty. Now, am I rich? No.
Rich in heart.
No.
Yeah.
Not monetarily, but I am rich in knowledge, and I got my college degree. They can take away my house, they can take away my car, but can never take away my college degree or my high school diploma. Me pueden quitar todo, las casas, el dinero, pero no me van a quitar el diploma ni el colegio, el degree del colegio.
And that's very true.
¿Me entiende?
That's very true. You can take anything you want, materialistic stuff, but you will not take
No, you
my
can't.
education. You will never take my integrity and respect.
That's right.
Si usted no me va a quitar, me puede quitar todo, pero no me va a quitar la educación, que es lo importante. That's why we focus
Yes.
that you are the driver of your child's educational bus.
And I like that, Mycah.
Usted es el chofer del camión, del autobús.
Do I have your permission to use that in my life
You can
lessons?
we'll work on that, right?
Copyright or patent?
But it is true. It is very true. And, you know,
Incredible.
we want to thank you to being here.
No,
because being as a
pleasure.
leader, and everybody could relate. And seeing this show today, they're going to see it. Seeing that, they could relate. So let's give a welcome, just applaud and thank you for Judge Jesse Contreras for being here. Un aplauso.
Thank you. Thank you.
And like I say to you all, remember, you are the driver of your child's bus. Usted es el chofer del autobús de la educación para sus hijos. Lo vemos en próximo show del Show de las Águilas. Follow us at the Eagle Talk Show, at Twitter, Eagle Talk Show, and also on Facebook, Eagle Show. So thank you very much, and gracias por estar con nosotros este día. Muchas gracias.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. I'm not ashamed to say